Good morning. Thanks for joining us this week for Sacred Space. We're doing things a little bit differently this week, and we wanted you to have an opportunity to experience UP Wild Church. UP Wild Church is one of our newest church communities. It is a joint community with the ELCA Lutheran Church and the Episcopal Church. We received a church planting grant to establish UP Wild Church, and it has been a huge blessing for folks, especially during the time of COVID, to watch Lanny's online videos and also do some distanced gathering together to go on hikes and be together in nature. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to check out UP Wild Church. The service we're sharing today is a hike through an old mining area. And you'll notice that the weather was a bit warmer when she filmed this one, but that area is available and open for anyone to walk through and do a prayerful hike and walk, and is especially beautiful these days with the changing color of the leaves. So please enjoy your time with Lanny Lanto, our mission developer for UP Wild Church, and a special thank you to Lonnie from St. Stephen's in Escanaba for her musical contribution this week. Hope you have a very blessed week.
Hello everybody, and welcome to UP Wild's virtual nature prayer service. My name is Lanny and I'm happy to be with you today. This evening we are going to go on a really exciting hike through a small town with a large history situated in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which ancestrally is the unceded Anishinaabe Ojibwa territory. I want to first honor that we all come from various backgrounds, so please know that everybody is welcome here, just as Lake Superior and the Seagulls welcome us to this space here right now. In saying that, I invite you all to say a quick hello. If we go around our virtual circle and just in the chat box, whether you're watching this live or at another time, just say where you're watching from maybe. And if you have a faith tradition, one or none that you don't, go ahead and share that now, because it's kind of just fun to see the various backgrounds that we all come from when we gather together at one of these nature prayer services. And we will have more time to share with each other later during the service. So before we begin, I want to always take a little time to ground ourselves into this space that we're in right now. So let's allow for a little bit of silence. Let's listen to the wind. You might hear the wind kind of coming through here as I'm talking. Let's listen to the birds in the background, maybe the cars. You might hear a train on the ore dock behind me. Silence is really underrated in our culture, so when we take these moments to be in silence, we're really being countercultural. So as we quiet our minds right now, let's let go of the stresses and cares of our day. And we're going to take 6 deep breaths together on our own. And when we breathe in, we're going to breathe in the life-sustaining, life-giving energy, that breath. And when we breathe out, just with intention, breathe out gratitude, peace, and calming. And then on your own, again, let's take those breaths and listen to our surroundings. Okay, so as we've had a chance to just center ourselves after our busy days, let's begin our virtual nature hike through Irontown. Here we go. Let's first give you some context to where we are. Our nature walks have taken us through some very beautiful landscapes, but along with this beauty, we cannot ignore the history which has shaped the current landscape of this area within the last 150 years. The discovery of large deposits of iron ore is how the town Negaunee, Michigan, got the nickname Irontown, and how the town actually came into existence. The open pit mines in this area can be seen from space, but what created the Lost City was different. The Matherby mine shaft was a maze of underground tunnels and drifts. As the search for ore expanded, the miners burrowed south and west to areas underneath the abandoned North Jackson mine and Negaunee's residential and commercial streets. The gradual caving in or sinking of an area of land began to occur, and property owners were given a choice: to have their home moved, build in a new location, or move their existing home to another part of the city. The area was then fenced around and signs were posted: caving grounds, no trespassing. The Matherby mine ended, but the fences and signs remained for nearly 40 years. Within the past few years, fences began to be removed to reveal a sort of ghost town, a lost community. Residents old and new were reunited with the land, able to walk familiar streets, climb stairs now leading to non-existent homes, explore areas they knew so well as children. The emotional reuniting of people with their community continues to this day. And let's continue our journey through this lost city. And as you're walking, think about where you see revealed the simple awe and wonder of God in this place. We give thanks for being here in this moment, in this place. So together, let's say some prayers of gratitude. We give thanks for all we encountered today on our hike through the caving grounds, for the ability to see beauty in the wounds. Our response together is, creating God, we give you thanks. We give thanks for the watershed areas in which we all abide, for each of our areas is a sanctuary filled with God's presence, a home for us to share with all of creation. Creating God, we give you thanks. We thank you for walking with us, not only today, but on our daily journeys, for never leaving us abandoned, and for these reminders that we are fully loved. Creating God, we give you thanks. And I would like to invite each of you to share what you are grateful for. It could be something that came up during the service, when you were going on the virtual hike, or any other intention that you would like to share up right now. Creating God, we give you thanks. And I'd like to offer up our closing poem. It is by a UP Wild member named Kenneth Kelly, and it is called The Power of Silence, read by Sarah Sophia.
Our closest relationships are largely fueled with words. I love you. You look great, etc. Words, I've learned, aren't necessary. The connection one shares with another need not be driven verbally, because when the bond is strong, quiet psychic energy satisfies the soul. The silent coming together closely resembles meditation. There exists a peaceful calm that puts to rest outside stress. Wild Church achieves that plateau easily and early, a gentle, peaceful, healing quality emanates in the presence of Mother Earth. I reflect often on many occasions, fishing from a small boat on a quiet lake, a frosty morning in a pine forest, soft green mosses and lichen welcoming spring. This brand of silence is power. The power to share, to understand, the power to feel nature's nurturing care. We share these moments like precious gems.
I'd like to thank each one of you for being with us on another one of our virtual nature prayer services. I'd like to extend a special thank you to Ken for this wonderful poem and how its ending line ties so deeply into our service tonight. He says, sharing these moments like precious gems. And this to me calls forth the words of Proverbs 3:13, which says, how blessed is the one who finds wisdom and gains understanding, for its profit is better than the profit of silver, and its gain more than fine gold. Wisdom is more precious than jewels. May our walk today through the old mining grounds awaken our hearts to the most precious gems of what is truly lasting and life-giving. As we know, metal turns to rust, diamonds lose their value, paths that are built on the promises of the world fall away and give way under our feet. These houses of which we are attached, they're not built on solid ground. What is it for you in your life that is more precious and more dear than gems? What path are we walking on, and what foundations are we building our lives upon? These are questions worth pondering. And we're going to do more pondering at UP Wild, so please check out our website if you haven't been there. It's upwild.org for our upcoming services on the online events page. On that same platform, if you go under the videos section, you can watch all of our past services, and there's quite a variety that are up there. And a special request that if you have a friend or somebody else who might find joy or healing or curiosity or who loves history, and you feel like they would really benefit from our little walk today or this service, please share it with them, because UP Wild has always been a movement that's spread just like a bee going from one flower to the next, sort of pollinating on its way. UP Wild's always been word of mouth, and now that we've moved online, we have an opportunity to be able to share these walks with more people. So I encourage you, if you know somebody, this video will be available. Please share it afterwards and share why it was important for you. And until I see you next time, keep being on the lookout for where you see that wonder and awe of God in our midst. Thank you all, and I will see you next week.